Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You guys are probably watching these videos and you're just like, Dariae has not been editing lately, and it's true, I haven't. Yeah, no, I haven't been editing. I've literally just been sitting at wherever I can sit, putting my phone up and filming my unfiltered thoughts and just putting them onto the internet and leaving it up for you guys to have a discussion about it. I first want to say thank you to everyone, because there's been multiple people who have been like, hey, I've been watching your channel and I enjoy it and keep it going. So thank you all for doing that. This last week has been a really good week. I just started school again, spring semester, so that's nice. And I also downloaded and made a TikTok account after my sister has been telling me for months, make a TikTok account, make a TikTok account. So I have not slept in about 2 weeks now. Not good sleep anyway. Like I just sleep when I can. But yeah, I've literally just been scrolling through TikTok and trying to catch up on all the trends and just seeing like what it's like having a TikTok. I have decided to be like the other girls this year. For people who don't know the saying, where people are like, oh, I'm not like the other girls. It basically means like I don't do what other people do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm different from everybody else. Anybody who's watching this and has in their life been like, I'm not like the other girls, or even for guys, I'm not like the other boys. Let me tell you, the other people are having fun. The other kids are having fun. The other adults are having fun. People who kind of just go with life with a plan, of course. Even a flowing river has a direction. So people that just go with the plan but also have a direction with their plan, they're living a pretty good life. They understand that things aren't meant to be taken super seriously and that you're allowed to have fun. And that's definitely the type of mode that I'm trying to get into as I live out these next few months of being 20 and preparing for my 21st. Okay. Now, I wanted to come on here today because I wanted to talk about a couple different things. One of the biggest things I wanted to talk about is self-confidence. If you don't know, Chloe Bailey from the group Chloe and Halle, she recently was on Instagram Live and she basically just commented about how people were kind of body shaming her for her recent post. She been living her best life, okay? She been showing us all types of things. She been showing us her dance move, really showing us how much of a talented person she is, but also outside of being talented, how she's a real human being, which is something I absolutely adore about Chloe and Halle, is that you can tell that these are real young women, that these are real 20-year-olds, they're really in their 20s. Which is something I feel like we're missing from a lot of celebrities, is just that authenticity from them. And of course, it's not their job to share everything with us, but it's nice to just see glimpses of like a real person. And when you shame somebody from being an authentic human being, they're gonna shut that off, and then we're gonna go back to complaining, oh, why isn't anyone authentic anymore? Well, when someone's authentic, you're mad about it. So that's why you don't get to see a lot of authentic people. But something from her live that I really wanted to hit on today was, she had said she doesn't view herself as a sexual being. So when she's posting these videos where she's like dancing and it may be considered sexual, or when she's even like walking around in her underwear, where she did, she doesn't consider any of that sexual, and she just never saw herself as a sexual being. And I feel as if a lot of young Black girls and young Black women, we just don't view ourselves as sexual beings because we have never been allowed to view ourselves as sexual beings. Other people view us as sexual beings before we're even allowed to explore ourselves in that way. So I find it concerning, you know what I'm saying? Like I definitely think that's a concern, because on one hand you have the adultification of young Black girls, where I've known stories of young Black girls who were being called fast 6, 7, 8 for things that you're not supposed to call a little girl fast for. I don't even like the word fast, but it's something that's very commonly used in the Black community. And the word fast basically means you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, and it's usually Black mothers fear that when you're being fast, you are encouraging an adult to harm you in a sexual manner. Basically, that's the definition. That's really the reasoning behind words like fast in the Black community. So I totally understand where Chloe was coming from when she was like, I don't even view myself as a sexual being because we're not allowed to be sexual beings. And I've been, I don't know Chloe's childhood, but I know growing up from my own childhood as a Black girl, it's just like we're raised to act and behave a certain way to prevent as many things from occurring to us as possible. And that's just what a lot of Black mothers' goals are, is to make sure that we're not being viewed as sexual beings at ages when we're not supposed to, literally 16 and younger. I've just known so many young Black girls who are sexually abused and assaulted, and it definitely plays a large role in the trauma of our community. So I had recently wrote a poem, and I had presented the poem to a group of people, and the poem was just basically about how I basically understood that pleasure was a sort of sin before I actually understood what sin was, and how my ideas of pleasure and sin being correlated resulted in me really just moving away from God. I think that's one of the biggest reasons where when I was growing up, I was just like, I'm not going to be a religious person, because I just felt like I couldn't serve God the way that I believed in my head God was supposed to be served. And I'm a very dedicated human being, so I feel like if I'm not going to give it my 100%, there's no need for me to do it at all. And now in my 20s, it's getting harder, I think, to just socialize with people, because there's just this very large disconnect. And I don't think, and it's not necessarily like me wanting to do something with somebody, not even like that. I'm talking about just like socializing with people my age. I feel very disconnected from other 20-year-olds, other people within their 20s as well. It just feels like I'm much younger mentally, almost, in a sense. I'm not ready to go at the same pace as other people, which I don't think having your own pace is a bad thing. But I just do wonder, like, in terms of when am I going to be ready to do certain things I know other people do? Like, when am I actually going to be ready to have a relationship? When am I going to be actually ready to have a full conversation with a guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that I just be thinking about. So I was just relating to Chloe on a personal level when she was talking about her experiences being a very shy and lawfully good person, because I also suffer from being a very lawfully good person. Everything is very much so, there's a rule book, I believe, in my head, and I definitely follow the rules. And I don't have any urge to break the rules per se. I'm just saying, I do live as a lawfully good person, and I think that kind of harms some of the relationships, friendships, like the whole 9 yards, when you're meeting people, or when you're going through college, or when you're just going through life in general, because you just can't relate to certain things. I think this is going to be more of me just like rambling off some things, but you guys will watch and you'll take what you can from it. Even what was something I've been telling like a lot of my friends, I'm like, even when I think of my high school friends, we were friends, but the definition of friendship differed. I think for me, I'm like, you guys are my friends, but I didn't really know much about them. And the reason I didn't know much about them is because I'm not having these same experiences as them. And it results in a lot of different things. Friendships are really based off experiences. Like, I'm experiencing high school with you, but there's a whole different life outside of high school. You only portray so much of yourself in elementary school, middle school, and high school. Like, the person you are at school isn't the person you are at home necessarily. So I only knew the people I was seeing in my classes. I didn't get to see these people try different things outside of school. I wasn't necessarily, I didn't really know much about their relationships. It was such a surface level friendship with all of my high school friends that I look back now and I'm just like, I don't even remember anything of importance in high school. I had my clubs, I was president of a few things, but none of those titles really mean anything when you're not really taking much away from the experience itself. I just wish, and there are no regrets for me in terms of high school, but instead I think back and I'm just like, well, from 14 through 17, I was very reserved and I wish I would have spoken more in a kinder tone as well, spoken more and was a little bit kinder to everybody around me, and was just more open to experiencing different things. And I've tried to apply that from my 18 to 21 years of life, 18 to 21 years of life now that I'm in college. But even college is slowly coming to an end, and I think I'm just left with more confusion than I am answers sometimes. So something that I've been working on is just lots and lots of journaling. Like, I've been journaling for a long time now, but I posted this on my Instagram today where I've just talked about, like, I've been really writing down the things that I like and don't like, some of the hobbies I want to start, some of the things I want to become more disciplined at. And I think that's been helping me a lot, just in terms of like getting to know what Dariae is into and isn't into. I've also just been trying new things, and it's been very scary. Like, I'm the main person where, like, I've always been the type where I'll get on stage and I'll talk, but like my hands will be shaking, the paper will be shaking and stuff like that. But I think it's very necessary to have those thrilling experiences of just being completely nervous, just because it's just like, oh my goodness, I'm doing something that I just did not expect myself to do. And I really just want to push myself in a safe manner to do more things where it's just like, I did not expect myself to do these things, because that's when I usually figure out, like, okay, I really like this. It makes me very nervous, but I really enjoy this. So that was a lot. I had to take a deep breath. But yeah, I think those are some things I've been doing just to try to figure out, like, what does Dariae like to do, and how can I incorporate the things I like to do in my everyday life and even possibly make a career out of it. Another thing that I was watching TikTok, and again, TikTok is so dangerous because you'll just be up there for hours on end, no sleep. And somebody was like, hold on.